wanted to talk to you about my Uber experience. Now, there's nothing against Uber. I love Uber. They're a great way in traveling somewhere. They are cheap and they are quick, very quick. I mean, they come within 5 minutes, even less than 5 minutes. There's always one around the corner. So for me, taking Uber, I take it regularly when I need to. I mean, which is not actually that regularly because I take the tube, I take the bus. So, but when I do need to take an Uber, it is quick and easy and so reliable, so reliable. But recently I took an Uber to Victoria Station, and it wasn't as great as it should be. The experience was really, really bad. So, Uber drivers, they're meant to have a conversation with you. They talk to you, they ask you, your name, or they should know your name, but sometimes they ask you your name, what does it mean, what course are you doing, where you're going, and all these questions that, just to come have a normal conversation and to be at ease. They're trying to be friendly, which I understand. It's a good thing to do, to have a normal conversation and just ask, things about your client. And sometimes I reply back. If they ask me, what do you do for the summer holidays, I'll be like, I'm going away to the beach. What are you doing? Have you got family? Are you going anywhere? So it's nice to have a normal conversation with these people. When I took this Uber ride to Victoria Station, it was far from normal. Basically, he asked me some questions and I answered, and then he went on talking about his family, but also included his own opinions about certain things that I was talking about, and it kind of pissed me off, like really did, because he wasn't really considering, that I was there and my own opinions. I think in a situation you always have to be neutral with your client, because you could say one thing, and if you say the complete opposite, it's not going to be a good experience for your client. So the whole ride I was thinking in my head, how dare he say these things. So he asked me what course I was doing, and I mentioned to him that I was doing photography, and he was like, okay, and he asked me where I was studying. I said I was studying in Canterbury, and he thought I was on vacation. I said no, my family lives in London, I come to visit whenever I can. So it started off pretty normal. He asked me what I was doing on holidays, when I was going somewhere. I asked him the same, and it seemed fine for the moment. His daughter is 15 years old, but he was saying the only thing she should do is become a teacher or become a doctor. And I thought, okay, so basically you're telling her that those are the only things she can do. And he was saying how, because she's my daughter, those are the things she's capable of. If she can't be a doctor and she hasn't, it's too intellectual for her, then be a teacher. And I was like, are you trying to say that anybody who wants to have any other career in their life, whether it's become a jeweler, whether it's to become an actress, whether it's to do sports, that they shouldn't? And he was like a little bit sexist in a way, kind of a little bit sexist, saying if you're not intellectual enough, then she can become a teacher. I mean, are you saying that men are more intellectual than women? Come on, really. I mean, Marie Curie, Emma Watson, who else? Michelle Obama. All these women have got this intellect that no one else has. So I was like, okay, I'll try and be kind. I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, sure, okay, I understand. And even though I totally disagree with him, I don't think anyone should be forced or should do only two things because it's an appropriate job. But then he went on saying, anyone can do photography, basically saying right in my face that you're stupid for thinking that photography is a proper career, which is not true. I mean, Joel Sternberg, Cindy Sherman, Dorothy Lang, Carton Brassier, these are all photographers and they are famous, very well known from, the 50s, 60s and onwards, all these people. And he was like, jewelry and photography, they're not real jobs. Make me to feel happy. Yay, I'm happy that someone finally says that photography is not a career. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't want to do anything about it because I'm not the kind of person who will just jump in and be like, actually, well, you're saying that, but there are loads of photographers who have done very well, who are successful, who have exhibitions in museums, who have had life of awards, lifetime of awards. So I didn't say anything about it, but I was pretty upset throughout the ride, and I tried avoiding to talk too much to him. I just basically said, yeah, okay, I understand, I see what you're talking about, yeah, and if I had to respond a full-length answer, I'd be like, I would answer, but I wasn't like so engaged with the conversation that we were having. Like, also his tone was very different because he noticed whilst we were passing through Sloane Square that there were 90% off at shops, and these were like high-end, like, I'm trying to think, Reese, Massimo Dutti, those kind of shops, Brandy and Melville. So they're not proper like designer, but they can be not expensive, but just really good quality and high in pricing, let's say. And he was like, do you think like they're actually 90% off? I was like, no, maybe they're just trying to get rid of all the old collection for the new collection, saying that Christmas is coming. And it was like, no, that's not it. He was explaining that they make you think that it's 90% off, but they only say it, and then you go in there and it's actually more than it should be, and normal pricing or whatever, and they just make you buy. I'm like, that's probably not what they do. They probably generally sell it 90% off, seeing that it's Christmas soon. And then he was saying, one of my colleagues or a friend that I know had been to these shops, but however, they're poor quality and this and that, and it broke easily. I'm like, do you know what you're talking about? I mean, Massimo Dutti, Brandy and Melville, I mean Zara, all these places are good quality, and no reason that they cost a lot of money. These people are always like that. Anyway, he was kind of aggressive. He really pissed me off, giving out his opinions and thoughts about what I was doing. He didn't address saying, oh, you shouldn't do photography, but he was saying photography in general, anyone could do it, and it's not really a proper job, and my daughter should do teaching and becoming a doctor. And I was like, what is in your head? Like, what is in your head? I understand you have opinions and you have different culture, different views, but don't say it in front of a client. Don't say it to someone who may disagree with you, because then you're going to lose, rating, of course, and people generally might not ever use Uber again. I'm not saying I'm never going to use Uber, because they're really useful. I called my mum and I was like, you know what, I had the worst Uber experience, and I explained to her what was happening. She said, oh, forget about it, you should not have said that, but what can you do now? I was like, yeah, what can I do? I mean, I didn't say anything to the guy, and I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to say anything, because I'm not that stupid. But yeah, I just want to say, if you're in that professional level, you need to keep your opinions to yourself, because everyone has different views in life, whether it's to do with a topic, subject, whether it's to do with personal things. Just in general, everyone has different views, different aspects, but you really need to be neutral in any situation to not get anyone pissed off or in a really bad mood, like I was. So, yeah, that was my Uber story.